Okay, Marina, this is your second essay. This is the first independent, and the same observation I made for you for the integrated, I make for you right now. Watch out with the number of words you write. You wrote here 376 words, and that's quite a lot. So my suggestion for you is, honestly, if you can, cut out around 50 words, because that was, just as I told you before, that was my mistake on TOEFL. I wrote around this much of words, and it was a problem for me, and they took away from me 1 point. So I took 28 from the writing instead of 30, although everything was correct. They took away 2 points of mine. And so don't make the same mistake. Okay. So some young adults want independence from their parents as soon as possible. Other young adults prefer to live with their families for a longer time. Which of these situations do you think is better? This is the second tip I'm going to give you. You have to take a position. In TOEFL, you have to take a position. In your essay, you did not take a position. Check what you said. It is not possible to say which one is better in general, but the question is, which do you think? Which do you think is better? So do you prefer to stay with your family? Do you prefer to be independent from your parents? So you need to take a position, okay? And this is the most important thing you have to remember about the independent. You must take a position. Now, check it out. The independence from the parents is sought by many, but it is not also seen the same way. For some, this is a very important goal, and they have the urge to reach it. For others, depending on the parents, it is not seen as an issue. Why have I put it here? This I told you before in the video before about one of the top 10 mistakes my students commit in TOEFL, and this is also one of them. And I generally call it a regrinha do verbo medroso. What is a regrinha do verbo medroso? The verb can never be alone because it is afraid. So it's important to establish a relationship and difference in a comparison between the Portuguese and the English here. Check this sentence, please. Sou feliz. Does this sentence make sense in Portuguese? Yes, it does. It makes sense. And what about this sentence here in English? It does not make any sense. Why not? Because in English, you always need the verb with its subject. The verb can never be alone. So feliz, that we call in Portuguese sujeito oculto, in English it does not exist, okay? Or it's pretty rare. We just use it when it's completely obvious where the subject is. Now, and what about situations, for example, faz frio? What do we do for sentences like this? That's when we use the almighty. It is cold. So in cases that we don't have a subject, sujeito inexistente, we use it. It is 5 o'clock. Oh, I'm sorry. O'clock. It is beautiful. So any situation where we're talking about something, but there is no subject about it, we have to use it. And that's exactly what happened here. For some, this is a very important goal, and they have the urge to reach it. For others, depending on the parents, it is not seen as an issue. You need it because it's a regrinha do verbo medroso. It cannot be alone, okay? I'm going to be pretty faster here because it was a very good essay. Just some details. That fact can bring them to want each day a bit more to be completely independent from their parents, because that could mean making their own choices. You need this there here, okay? Besides that, in the sentence, it begins to be an urge in these, and not this, these young adults, because these is plural, okay? There is no other mistake here. It's all very good. Just the suggestion to try writing less, because otherwise you might lose points because of it, okay?